A friend of mine is moving back to Denmark with his girlfriend. And because of that, he asked me if I could make kitchen supplies, such as a rolling pin and, well, pizza cutter and other things. I was thinking about it and I was like, well, I've never made a rolling pin, but a rolling pin is just a large cylindrical object. So technically that should be doable with a lathe. So I took a piece of the beech wood I have laying around that I also used for making a wooden bat some time ago. And I sawed off a piece, which took quite a while when you hand saw it. And I started roughing out the shape. Now in my head I had a shape in mind. I didn't want to make it a perfect cylinder, I wanted it to have a taper on either end. A nice taper will make it easier for it to flow in the hands, and you can better change directions while you're shaping your dough. So the roughing was done with both my smaller roughing gouge and also my very large roughing gouge. I've noticed sometimes with my technique that I have had the tool rest too low, so I've gently started increasing the height of the tool wrist. One of the coming videos it might even look even better. After having roughed it out, I have this nice shape, and you can see the lovely spalting in the beech wood is just so nice. I laid out the rough size so it was symmetrical. The points on the right and left side are where I'll make the taper start, and the other point is the taper end. So it's just a way to assist me. Sadly, I had forgotten at this point that I had a call it a snail inside the left side. That's what I've mounted it on. It's on a screw that goes into the wood. So sadly, this training one, which is just for me, has the has a small hole in the left side. But besides that, it's just now getting the taper. It's just skew chisel work. I love working with the skew chisel when you actually get the angles right. It'll just cleave it clean off or shave it clean off, and you'll even leave this nice blank surface. And when you have this nice blank surface, you have less sanding to do. I took the time afterwards to do some nice sanding, and you'll see some of it super sped up because sanding is boring for everyone. But even more of the spalting is just showing through, and I start with the front part of the taper, and then I'll taper the rest to match it gently. So it gets a nice soft taper from the middle and out. I'm only going to show you the one side because, well, it's repetitious work, so there's no need for you guys to see both sides. This is roughly what it's going to look like. You can see there is a small bulge in the middle, but that's removed by sanding. I just go from 80 grit to 120, 180, 240, 320, 400, and then 600. And I keep going around and then stopping and then going up and down with the grain. Always when you're sanding, go with the grain after you've gone against it, or rather across it. If you're gonna across it, change it, because that'll close the pores again and you get this nice result. And this is just the best part, putting nice Danish oil on anything. Look at that beech wood. Beech wood is such an underappreciated wood, in my opinion. Same goes with fir, which is also actually quite pretty. And since it is fruit work, I will finish with beeswax. Beeswax is nice and gives a really good waterproof coating. You just have to do the friction polishing. I love. I could watch for ages just this nice glossy look it gets when you warm up the wheat beeswax on the thing you're turning. And you can just see the beeswax moving while you're dragging it. And of course I had to test it. Just like a cannoneer has to test their cannon. And the rolling pin works quite well. I mean, I could have done it outside the tray. That would be smarter. But yeah, the pizza was amazing. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and thanks for watching.